What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Chris Louder, Superintendent of Cabarrus County Schools, and on behalf of the Cabarrus County Board of Education and the Cabarrus County Schools Administration, I would like to welcome you to today's graduation ceremony as we celebrate and recognize the class of 2019. Each year around this time, I start thinking about graduation and what I'm going to say for my remarks. My major challenge is how to get a group of 17 to 18-year-olds who are nervous and uncomfortable to listen to a 50-year-old man in a dress, speak for a few minutes, and hopefully remember a line or two. The people around me know I'm constantly searching for the right topic. This year, I spoke to our principals at a principals meeting, and when I was finished, one of the principals came up and said, "I think you just got your idea for your graduation speech." And after thinking about it, I decided they were right. What I spoke to the principals about that day was new beginnings and how they affect people in different ways. I talked to them about a song that has always made me think. The song is called "Closing Time" by a band called Semisonic that was released about 20 years ago. The song takes the idea of the end of a night and the closing of a nightclub and makes it a much deeper idea about life. The line that captured my attention the first time I heard it is the line that is repeated throughout the song. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Let me say that one more time. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. What I think the song does so well is explore how it is exactly these beginnings and endings that make life so interesting and worth living, and how they mean different things to different people when they occur. The reason I think it's such a great song for graduation is here you are at the end of your high school career, at the end of 13 years of education that began when you walked into that kindergarten class in 2006, and at the end of a somewhat pre-scheduled life that has guided you for a long time. For some of you, the end is very scary because it will be very different. And for the others of you, the end is very thrilling because it will be so different. At the same time you're having these endings, you're also having many new beginnings. You will begin to manage your finances, begin college, begin to be a member of the workforce, and begin to be an overall independent member of society. For all of you, today's end is a new beginning as you walk out of this arena as high school graduates and you begin your life as newly independent adults. You see, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. As you walk out of here with all of your hope and possibility and new beginnings, I hope you realize that for many of your parents and relatives, this is a very scary time. Their lives are also going to change, as many of you will move out of their homes and their lives will be different. Your enthusiasm for your new life and new beginnings can be very scary to your parents. They are scared that the baby that they brought home from the hospital with that little tiny wristband is now an adult and is walking out into the great big world, and they won't be able to hold your hand the way they did, excuse me, I'm sorry. They won't be able to hold your hand the way they did when your tiny hand grabbed their fingers as a baby, or when you nervously grabbed their hands as you walked into kindergarten for the first time. They want you to be successful adults, but you should be sensitive that your new beginning is coming at one of their toughest ends. You see, they know that some of your new beginnings are going to be great, and others are not going to be as good as you thought. You're probably going to discover that living independently costs more than you thought, and sometimes it was actually nice for someone to tell you what to do, because then you didn't have to think about it. Freedom comes with a lot of responsibility, and some adults reminisce about the days that they didn't have to think, that they just got up and went to school. Your parents wish they could protect you from these decisions and from the world. They wish they could just hold your hand and everything would be okay. But you and they, deep down, know that they have to let you go and start all of your new beginnings, because every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. And so class of 2019 is closing time. And as the song says, it's time to open all the doors and let you out into the world. As you walk through these doors, know that we all love you and we're very proud of you. We can't wait to see all the things that you can do, and we can't wait to celebrate you and all of your new beginnings. As you walk on that journey that will be filled with some beginnings and some endings, never forget that your loved ones are right there to hold your hand if you need them, and that every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. It's my pleasure at this time to introduce Lindsay Weber. Lindsay is the daughter of Steve and Amy Weber. She's a 4-year varsity athlete for the women's soccer team. She's an active member of National Honor Society, Bader Club, Student Council, and Leadership. She will be attending the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill in the fall to pursue a career in law.
Thank you, Dr. Louder. Good afternoon and welcome to the Coxmall High School Class of 2019 graduation. To our platform guests, our teachers, our coaches, our families, and our friends, a special thanks to all of you. You have all played a special role in guiding the graduates sitting here today. In front of me is a graduating class that has not only impressed this community, but has made a substantial and lasting impact upon our school. This impact has been no easy undertaking. We have balanced academics, employment, and extracurriculars, all while making time for Friday Night Lights. Working our way year by year to the front of the student section, we have shown immense school spirit. This school spirit has led our basketball team to 2 consecutive state championships, has claimed 14 out of the 18 conference championships this year, has raised money for the community via Powder Puff, the Hunger Drive, and King of the Court, and has represented our excelled academia at successful HOSA and DECA competitions. These represent only a narrow portion of the accomplishments the class of 2019 has brought to Charger Nation. Once our tassels are turned tonight, we will no longer be Chargers, but our legacy will not be forgotten. This chapter is closing with a multitude of goodbyes. Goodbye to Mr. Redmond's famous Arizona tea by the gallon. Goodbye to having our days made when Miss Kennerly walked into the room as the substitute. And as a school, we say goodbye and good luck to the best athletic director in the state, Coach Brad Henson. As we walk into a new stage of our lives, we retire our purple and teal. But our maniac memories will last far beyond the confines of Cabarrus County. As Coxmo becomes our past and the unknown becomes our present, let's take our opportunities and make the most of them. Whether you're traveling across the world, across the country, or across the state, I truly wish you all the best of luck. Thank you, Class of 2019, for being a class to remember. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's distinguished platform guests. Representing the Board of Education are Cindy Furtenbog, Board Chair, Rob Walter, Board Vice Chair, Laura Blackwell, Carolyn Carpenter, Holly Grimsley, David Harrison, and Barry Shoemaker. Cabarrus County Schools Superintendent, Dr. Christopher Lauder. And from the Cabarrus County Schools District Office, Dr. Krista Hill, Glenda Jones, Kelly Klutz, and Lynn Reimer. In addition, I would like to introduce the following representatives of Coxmill High School. Mr. Andrew Crook, Principal, Mr. Mark Lowry, Assistant Principal, Mrs. Jacqueline Showmaker, Assistant Principal, Mrs. Casey Campbell, Assistant Principal, Ms. Rebecca Carr, and Ms. Courtney Ballard, who will be assisting with diplomas. I would also like to recognize Mr. Brad Henson, Athletic Director, who is offering his assistance with today's ceremony on the floor, and Ms. Becky Austin and Ms. Courtney Liam, our graduation coordinators. Also on stage are my fellow Student Council officers. McKenna Magoo, Student Body President, Ashna Shaw, Senior Class Secretary, Mackenzie Kimes, Senior Class Treasurer, Olivia Porto, Senior Class Historian, and JT Gala, Senior Vice President. JT Gala is the son of Ron and Tanya Gala. He was a 4-year varsity cross-country and track athlete, an active participant of Chem Club, National Honor Society, Beta Club, and Student Council. He will continue his education at Duke University, majoring in chemistry or psychology with the intent of moving to medical school. I also want to acknowledge Emily Shakuski, the Class of 2019 graduation speaker. I would like to thank the Northwest Cabarrus and Coxmill Air Force JROTC, under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Calvin Martin and Senior Master Sergeant Corinne Smith, for presenting and posting our nation's colors. I want to thank the Coxmill Graduation Band, under the direction of Mr. Adam Singer, for its contribution to today's ceremony. We also extend our gratitude to Ms. Jennifer Cook and the Coxmill Chorus, who will now present Hold Fast to Dreams by Andre J. Thomas as a tribute to the Class of 2019. Thank you, Ms. Cook and chorus members. McKenna Magoo, Student Body President, will now offer some reflections on the class of 2019. McKenna Magoo is the daughter of Mike and Carrie Magoo. She was a part of the cheerleading, soccer, and cross-country teams while at Cox Mill. She is also an active member of the National Honor Society, Leadership, Beta Club, and served as the first female student body president. McKenna will be attending the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill in the fall as a Moorhead Kane Scholar and intends to study biomedical engineering.
Thank you, Lindsay. Congratulations to the class of 2019. It is only right that I start this speech off by thanking all the parents, teachers, administration, friends, and family for being here. It is because of your relentless support that we are all standing here today. I would also like to thank the class of 2019 for entrusting me to be your student body president and providing me with the opportunity to reflect your voices. It has been my greatest pleasure to serve you all, and I hope that I can do you all justice by speaking on your behalf one final time. High school has been a journey full of emotions, growth, achievements, and failures. Before we walk this stage, I'd like to reflect upon the past 4 years. Starting with freshman year, I vividly remember walking into the Commons on the first day, only 5 feet tall, wearing the outfit I had picked out several days in advance, and carrying my shiny new binders. I think we can all agree that the greatest thing about freshman year was the freedom and flexibility of teal time. We all ate lunch that our parents had packed for us and played Subway Surfers or Trivia Crack on our phones. We all united as a student body when we received the shocking news and heartbreaking death of our dear friend, Shelby Scholl. She lives in the memories that we have made with her, and as Chargers, we are forever bonded as a family. Sophomore year, we started to get the hang of things. Some of us got our driver's license and had cars, so we no longer awkwardly stood in the Commons in the early mornings. Instead, we chose to dance in our cars at 7 a.m. to Despacito while spilling the tea. We all felt so cool that, in fact, we forgot to check behind us, and bam, another fender bender in the student parking lot. We all figured out how to hack the school computers to watch the new movies at the time, like Captain America: Civil War or Rogue One. We all dressed ridiculously to match the pink out, Hawaiian, or America theme of the game, and stood near the back of the student section, so proud to call ourselves maniacs. I remember not wanting that sweet sophomore year to end because I had heard what junior year had in store for us from the upperclassmen with bags underneath their eyes. Junior year, oh boy, an entire year of all-nighters, complaining, and more stress than we thought we could handle. Most of us had jobs, working for minimum wage, making pizza, washing cars, or babysitting. Our backpacks gained a few pounds, and our wallets lost a few due to the amount of money we spent on cookout trays after games. We all experienced the consequences that came with taking procrastination to the next level. We all listened to Mr. Redmond slam that door with an overwhelming amount of power and tell unimaginable stories from his teenage years. We all felt that same queasiness in our stomach upon seeing pop quiz written on the whiteboard, knowing you didn't read the textbook the night before. We endured all of this while being flooded with questions like, where are you going to college and what do you want to study? Junior year was one enormous blur of hard work, but we survived it. And then we opened a new chapter with new challenges. Senioritis is real. We all told ourselves that we wouldn't fall into the alluring trap of senior year, where the motivation is at an all-time low. We all stood in the first row of the student section this year and somehow survived the Go Bananas cheer one last time. Some of us donated an absurd amount of cans, and some of us made turkey sandwiches, all trying to complete our club service hour sheets one last time. Some of us got into our dream schools, and some of us thought that the world would end because we didn't. Singer-songwriter Johnny Cash once said, "You build on failure. You use it as a stepping stone. Close the door on the past. You don't try to forget the mistakes, but you don't dwell on it. You don't let it have any of your energy or any of your time or any of your space. And he couldn't have said it better. I'm confident that the class of 2019 will dive into their futures keeping perseverance in mind and will use their failures as an opportunity to create a new and better path for themselves. Today marks the day that we leave high school and start a life of our own in complete freedom. I stand here today, still only 5 feet tall, but a changed person for the better. One that realizes there is no need to worry about the things I can't control, and one who knows that life is too difficult to go through it alone. Together, we will walk out the doors leaving state titles, conference wins, and memorable band and theater performances. We have athletes committed to D1 schools and students who are going to schools with outstanding academic reputations. It is clear that there is something so special about this class, but no matter where we go, what college we attend, or what resources we are given, it is up to us to maximize our experiences. I challenge the class of 2019 to soak in every moment that life offers. Take every opportunity that you are given, leave an impression on every single person that you meet, and be deliberate in everything you do. The musician Drake once said, "When writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen." As we graduate here today, know that life is truly what you make of it. The class of 2019 has proven to be resilient and full of grit, two qualities that have helped us be catalysts in the community and that will help us become agents of change. Thank you for allowing me to be a small part of your unfinished stories. I hope that the words spoken here today can provide you with a little bit of inspiration going forward, because I know you have all been a huge inspiration to me. Congratulations, class of 2019. Our student keynote speaker this afternoon is Emily Shakuski. Emily Shakuski, daughter of Angela and Michael Shakuski, is an officer in both Chem Club and the National Honor Society. She has also played on the women's varsity tennis team since freshman year. In the coming fall, she will attend the University of Chapel Hill to dually pursue her interest in business and film production.
Thank you, McKenna. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the graduating class of 2019, I would like to welcome all faculty, alumni, friends, family, and distinguished guests to Cox Mill High School's 10th annual commencement ceremony. Cox Mill has now produced a decade's worth of graduates readily equipped to take on their positions in this ever-changing world. Forming such decorated students is not effortless by any means. So thank you to anyone who has helped those of us with a purple cap on here today at any point throughout this odyssey. For that, we extend our most sincere appreciation. To our parents especially, I believe I can speak on account of each senior here today in saying that parents are deserving of so much more than the belligerence and eye rolls we often subject them to. Parents, let this graduation ceremony serve as our collective message to you that your love means everything to us. You held our hearts when we were sad. You held our hands when we were scared. You even held your tongues when we were petulant. And now, we will hold up our diplomas in complete and utter gratitude to you. So thank you, truly from the bottom of our hearts, for being selfless from sunrise to sundown. Rest easily tonight, knowing you have fostered individuals with a vast capacity for success. And who could forget about the teachers and staff, the vital coaches that make our victories possible? Teachers, if it were up to us, we'd double your salary and triple your time off. Mostly so we could see our favorite substitute, Mrs. Kinnerly, more often, but also because you desperately deserve the break. Every minute you worked, every paper you graded, and every email you responded to has added up to a gift we could never hope to compensate for. Instead, we will pay it forward, continuing our careers not only as students, but as contributors to society. And now, I would like to specifically address my fellow graduates. please allow me to take a moment to talk about something we all have. Something paralyzing, gut-wrenching, and worst of all, inhibiting. Fear. 1 decade ago, while Cox Mill passed on its first wave of graduates, we sat in second grade classrooms. There was not a single fear that extended beyond being it in tag or trading silly bands. And the idea of high school seemed so frighteningly far away that it essentially did not exist. However, time passed, and we unfortunately reached middle school. Our fears shifted to clearing up acne, making friends, and finding seats at lunch. And then before we knew it, we were actually in high school. We were bigger, stronger, and braver than our little 8-year-old selves would have ever imagined. We became terrified of our first hard classes, taking the SAT, applying to college, and beginning our futures. Now, as we stand on the cliff of what we've been told is real life, I would be surprised if the drop below didn't make your palms sweat or your stomach turn. Renowned psychologist Susan Jeffers has proclaimed that everyone should feel the fear and then do it anyway. This quote may be cliche, and it may belong in the depths of your Instagram feed, but I find that it holds particular prominence for the class of 2019. A challenge has never been something that stood between us and an accomplishment. We finished the projects, we won the championships, and we stayed up late. And then to ice the cake, we faced the cruel 7:15 bell the next morning. So class of 2019, I challenge you to convince yourself that your fears are nothing more than a priceless growth opportunity. I challenge you to never let fear be what stands between you and an objective. I challenge you to be everything you have ever wanted to be, but haven't quite found the courage to be just yet. I am not a psychic, nor am I a fortune teller, but I can promise you this. 1 decade from now, you will still have fears, and you will still face seemingly insurmountable challenges. But you will be bigger, stronger, and braver than your little 18-year-old selves would have ever imagined. So whether you're scared of people, spiders, snakes, heights, planes, trains, or automobiles, or if you're simply just scared of the future, I challenge you to face these fears with the same fortitude you carried with you throughout all of high school. Thank you and congratulations to Cox Mill's class of 2019. I would now like to introduce to you our Senior Vice President, JT Gala.
As we honor the students of Cox Mill High School's 2019 graduating class, there is one more charger whose recognition is long overdue. A substitute teacher is one who rarely makes an impact in a student's life. However, despite this, there is one in particular who has graced the halls of Cox Mill High School from day one. Her support is unconditional, her kindness is eternal, and her smile is like a burning ray of sunshine. If you haven't guessed by now, we are talking about the one and only Miss Kinnerly. We would like to take this moment to recognize her for all the impact she's made on this school, on the teachers, and on the thousands of students whose lives have been forever touched by her kindness. Ms. Kinnerly, we could never hope to compensate for the affection that you have shown us, but we ask that you do accept this token of our appreciation. On behalf of the graduating class of 2019, we would like to formally recognize Ms. Kinnerly as an emblem of everything it means to be a Cox Mill Charger. Parents, families, teachers, and friends, please join me in giving this wonderful woman a very warm round of applause. I would now like to introduce to you our principal, Mr. Andrew Crook.
As we conclude the 2018-19 school year, it is my privilege and honor to address the graduating class from Cox Mill High School. 2019 is a special year for our school as we celebrated our 10th year anniversary. While I was not the principal for the first 9 years of the school's existence, I can say that our 10th year has been an outstanding one. Our graduates before you are exceptional young adults who have achieved numerous accolades. Let me take a moment to highlight just a few of the accomplishments this year. The class of 2019 has earned nearly $5.3 million in scholarship money. Our graduates have opportunities to further their education at some of the top colleges and universities in the United States. Many of our graduates are beginning careers in the military, serving our country. We even have some graduates who are exercising their entrepreneurial spirit and diving directly into the workforce. Athletically, our graduates have shone brightly and demonstrated what Mill mentality is all about. They have competed in 64 total playoff games, won 3 consecutive Wells Fargo Cups, the last 2 by over 100 points of the second-place school, won 27 conference team championships, 3 team state championships, and 8 individual state championships. In all of their athletic accomplishments, our graduates have led Charger Nation with class and sportsmanship. Our graduates also excel in the performing and visual arts. They have participated in countless music and theatrical performances. They have earned superior ratings in both band and chorus. Many graduates have excelled in our highly recognized dance program. Exceptionally talented, our graduates have staged memorable theatrical productions and had their artwork recognized by the district, displayed at our Ed Center and downtown Concord. Cox Mill High School sponsors several career technical student organizations such as HOSA, DECA, FCCLA, FFA, and TSA. Each of these organizations is led by students graduating today, and in 2019 they reached new heights. Graduating today are students who competed at HOSA states and were recognized for their community service. Graduating today are students who have led our DECA program at the state and national level in just a short 2 years of existence. Graduating today are students who have competed at Skills USA events, demonstrating the hands-on skills they've mastered at Cox Mill. Our AOIT Academy graduates have participated in summer internships, the Lenovo App Challenge, Girls Who Code, and the Computer Science Student Expo. They have had their work recognized both in the state and nationally. Our graduates have paved the way for other students to prosper in our AOIT Academy. Seniors, you have achieved many accolades over the last 4 years at Cox Mill, and while your determination and hard work have brought you to this moment, I must also recognize a few people who have helped you along the way. I would like to thank all of the teachers and staff members of Cox Mill High School for your hard work and guidance in helping these young men and women achieve this milestone. It is your dedication to excellence in teaching and learning that have truly made a difference in the lives of each of these seniors sitting before us. It is a privilege to work with each of you. Parents, families, and friends can also share in this day as it is your guidance, discipline, and love that have produced the fine individuals before us. The support you have given your son or daughter has allowed them the opportunity to successfully meet the challenges they will face in the next stage of their young lives. I thank you for all that you have done in supporting your child's education. Graduates, as you leave here today, I hope that you take a moment to reflect on your growth in the 10 years Cox Mill High School has existed. When our school opened, you each were in elementary school, possibly asking your parents, "What is a charger? And when do I get to be one?" As I arrived this year, I asked myself similar questions. When I Googled Charger, the top sites directed me to purchasing my very own Dodge Charger, or how to buy tickets to a Los Angeles Chargers football game. Images of lightning bolts, muscle cars, and Philip Rivers scrolled for eternity. Nowhere could I find what a Charger really was. The Cox Mill High School website identifies a Charger as a knight on horseback and also a lightning bolt. However, we are the Chargers, not the Knights. After serving as your principal this year, I believe the best way to define what it means to be a Charger is to identify your defining characteristics. Graduates, you have impressed me this year with your work ethic, your school spirit, your achievements, and your kindness towards one another. I have had the privilege of serving thousands of superb students in Cabarrus County. Graduates, the talents you possess and the success you have achieved is some of the greatest our district has witnessed. When I reflect on this year, my first and your final at Cox Mill, the words that best define a Cox Mill Charger are energy and hope. Your class approaches everything with an intensity that inspires others. You are relentless in your pursuits, and it is that drive that has fueled the collective and individual accomplishments you have earned. Watching you this year, my hope for our future, for Cabarrus County, as well as our nation and the world, became much stronger. Among you are future leaders in technology, business, the arts, politics, athletics, and countless other pursuits. As my generation passes the baton to you, it is without a doubt that I know we are all in solid hands. Seniors, as you prepare to walk across this stage and receive your diploma, reflect on where you have been and where you are going. You are soon to be graduates of Cox Mill High School, always a Charger, full of energy and hope. Congratulations, class of 2019. In my book, you will forever be a perfect 10.
Parents, guests, and friends, today is a special and momentous occasion for the Cox Mill High School family. I am proud of these young adults and the contributions that they have made and will make in the future. Denoted in each program are our honor graduates who will be recognized on stage by their stoles and cords. Please follow the notations in your programs. Cum laude graduates have maintained at least a 3.625 grade point average. Magna cum laude, at least a 4.0, and summa cum laude, a 4.32 or higher. So that each graduate will be respected, I ask you hold your applause and wait quietly until the last graduate's name is called, because every name deserves to be heard. Thank you. McKenna Marie Magoo. Lindsay Rebecca Weber. Jeffrey Thomas William Galla. Ashna Raveen Shah. Mackenzie Lee Kimes. Olivia Patricia Porto. Emily Christine Chikuski. Selena Acevedo. Graydon Ian Adams. Grant Lee Adcock. Chase Michael Adkins. Michael Ryan Allen. Hannah Elizabeth Allman. Luis Alvarez. Elizabeth Ann Anderson. Alexis Elizabeth Adrakonich. Nymisha Ann. McKenna Catherine Anovic. Robert Kane Anthony. Praneeth Sai Arepu. Tanner Jameson Asmo. Abigail Ann Axe. Alyssa Chelsea Bainey. Isabella Ashley Balch. Patrick James Barber. Cameron Scott Barber. Madeline Claire Barfield. Brianna Nicole Barker. Ahmad Rashid Barudi. Braxton Allen Bates. Avery Keith Battle. Kimberly Elijah Baywo. Taylor Alexandra Beckman. Carolyn Elizabeth Beers. Ashton Rose Bell. Amanda Morgan Beno. Bradley Esteban Burnett. Miles Grant Bethay. Hunter Aaron Biong. Andon Christopher Blakely. Matthew Stefan Blanding. Chloe Elizabeth Blount. Brianna Felicia Wating. Courtney Morgan Boucher. Amory Irene Bradley. Friedman Luca Brandis. Stephen Patrick Breen. Austin James Bridger. Corinne Sarai Bridges. Emily Ann Brindle. Abigail Jessica Brown. Brianna LaShawn Brown. Drew Saylor Brown. Emerson Mary Brown. Lauren Rebecca Brown. Morgan Faith Burgess. Carson Roy Burt. Irene Elijah Butler. Megan Haley Cameron. Alyssa Brooke Campbell. Carson Patrick Campbell. Alexandra Jovita Cantor. Thomas Joe Carr III. Emery Grace Carter. Chase Andrew Carter. Taylor Catherine Case. Emma Faith Cassell. Nathan Daniel Castro. Nicholas Michael Castro. Ian Stephen Cato. Brendan Gabriel Cavazos. Cheyenne Cassidy Cheeseman. Caitlin Hunter Clark. Zachary Charles Clements. Cody Michael Klein. Nasia Tiana Cord. Lael Danye Collins. Christian Anthony Colon. Jacob Evan Comer. Elizabeth Grace Connolly. Nicholas Kervon Corbin. Michael Andrew Crawford. Haley Celeste Creel. Abigail Doolin Krim. Rita Evelyn Cronin. Peyton Michelle Cullen. Connor Edward Zamara. Philippe Devalia Khalil. Hannah Kaylin Dado. Connor Bay Davis. Khalid Derek Davis. Terrell Ezekiel Dawkins. Maggie Jean Deese. Alexa Yvette DeLees. Erica Michelle DeLees. Matthew John DePaula Sheehan. Isabella Therese DePetro. Zachary Thomas DeWeese. Mariah Saray Diaz. Sean Ismail Diaz. Devontae Vershawn Dillard. Nayeli Liz Duckworth. Shannon Lourdes Dufresne. Maxwell Daniel Doolin. Jalen Kyle Eady. Ainsley Marie Edgerton. Nicholas Andrew Ellison. Jackson Alexander Emery. Rebecca K. Isola. Mateo Espinal Cardona. Emma Grace Fairman. April Michelle Farley. Tyler Michael Fay. Joseph Michael Felder. Emily Lucille Ferguson. Alexa Cecilia Ferrari. Hallie Rachel Louise Flood. Hope Elizabeth Flowers. Emma Camille Fossman. Gavin Ellis Fossman. Grayson Elizabeth Fossman. Joshua Caleb Foster. Naomi Nia Fountain. Faith Marie Frame. Javon Joel Frazier. Tristan Davis Freeberg. Davian Jamil Freeman. Anthony Joseph Galante. Justin Temple Garlick. Trinity Diane Garlick. Jacob Kenai Garten. Cyan Simone Gathing. Haley Alexis Gavin. Keithan Andrew Geist. Brandon Joshua Gillespie. Kendall Devon Gilmore. Jordan Lee Ginn. Maya Nicole Gittens. Kayla Nicole Givens. Janelle Yvonne Gleghorn. Ariel Hunter Godwin. Tristan Marie Gonzalez. Michael Manaza Graham. Madison Lee Graves. Cameron Isaiah Green. Terrence Manvel Gresham Jr. Brandon Martin Giuseppe. Dylan Malachi Guy. Summer Marie Hafez. Bethany Nicole Hall. Brandon Taylor Hall. Colin Michael Hall. Kenzie Rose Hall. Lindsay Rose Han. Luke Anthony Hannibal. Neil Spencer Hansen. Richard Farrington Harding II. Deliza Marie Hardnick. Andrew Alexander Harley. William Vance Harrell. Juliette Cipriana Harris. Clarence Jaden Hassel. Jeremy Connor Hawkins. Axel Brian Henderson. Megan Hendricks. Bailey Nicole Herringslake. Jesus Francisco Hernandez Ayala. Martin Darrell Higdon. Dane Alexander Horton. Christopher Christian Iliano. Camille Aaliyah Irby. Olivia Grace Irvin. Ashley Elise Jackson. Joy Nicole Jackson. Miles Anthony Jackson. Supraj Reddy Chamampali. Jessica Nicole Jarrell. Ashwin J. Arman. Jeremy Xavier John. Erica Anastasia Johnson. Derek Isaiah Jones. Danye Christian Jones. Miles Alexander Jones. Tatiana Princess Jones. Zaire Marie Judge. Niharika Kadiri. Haley Elizabeth Kalski. Elijah James Kelly. Kobe Vi Kelly. Joshua Evan Kendrick. John Sawyer Kent. Austin Payne Keziah. Nathan James Killerin. Blaine Thomas Kimry. Riley Jasper Kirk. Andrew Charles Klinker. Audrey Lynn Knight. Zachary Sean Coker. Matthew Keith Kalibas. Emily Claire Kostick. Margaret Caroline Lamarche. Abby Rachel Lanphier. Michelle Emma Lance. Taylor Tandy Lawrence. Jalen Michaela Leak. Kristen Nicole Leday. Christian Anthony Lee. John Jonghoon Lee. Emily Noemi Leffler. Makedo Tunami Lewang. Hunter James Levy. Ferris William Lewis. Jackson Michael Lewis. Sarah Lebo. Matthew Olin Lyken. Zamari Elizabeth Link. Benjamin Richard Long. Jennifer Lopez Blanco. Alexis Taylor Lovelace. Isabella Angelina Lowe. Cameron Jeffrey Loki. Noah Christopher Lowry. Benjamin Stephen Luton. Bradley Tyler Lynch. Connor Warren Magoon. Tracy Janae Manigault. Joseph Martinez. Emily Grace Madak. William Jackson McCaleb. Alexandria LaRue Louise McLean. Lane Elizabeth McDonald. Allison Renee McGee. Riley Cheyenne McHale. Renee Jeanette McIntosh. Jerry Bernard McKenzie. Bennett Andrew McLaughlin. Layla Joy Evett McNeely. McKinley Grace Meeks. Christopher James Barker Merkel. Malak Mesbah. Alexis Jade Meismer. Noah Luke Meismer. Oriana Destiny Miller. Zachary Thomas Miller. Cameron Walker Mixon Tinsley. Connor Matthew Mall. Frank Garrett Maltini. Christy Juliette Montez Castro. Jacob Chandler Montgomery. Joshua Robert Monto. Kaylee Ann Moon. Jacob Michael Mooney. Samadi Bernae Moore. Wendell Horace Jr. Moore. Moore Jr. Alan Eduardo Morales Sanchez. Lee Grace Moreau. Malcolm Lamont Morgan. Maya Lynn Moses. Marissa Jade Moyer. Protima McCurgy. Megan Miller Muldoon. Lauren Elizabeth Mullinex. William Nagshane. Rishi Narayan. Abby Mackenzie Neelan. Rohit Nimani. Kwa Tri Win. Ki Chi Win. Cameron Rain Nicholson. Lawrence Patrick O'Brien. Jaden Stefan Ogden. Dakota John Oman. Chloe Jane Orchard. Karen Ordonez. Madison Ann Orr. Hunter Allen Overstreet. Paige Alexandra Pachuki. Jasmine Brianna Page. Madison Summers Pagliaro. Cassidy Jean Pangborn. Noah Brown Parks. Anjali Ashok Patel. Ayushi Kamlesh Patel. Harsh Prashant Patel. Khushbu Jaish Patel. Eric Perez Perot. Grant William Perry. Jackson William Perry. Jalen Wallace Perry. Madison Ray Perry. Sophia Rose Perry. Rachel Diana Peterson. Christian Alexander Pfeiffer. Bradley Patrick Phillips. Paige Faye Pickett. Dalton Edward Pless. Erin Rose Pollock. Tegan Gabrielle Porter. Matthew Robert Porto. Alicia Marie Price. Cassia Elise Prince. Noemi Zane Rabinowitz. Peter Maxwell Rainey. Shrishti K. Rajagopal. Marlena Rainier Randall Bauer. Micaiah Danae Redfern. Ethan Alexander Rayner. Christina Jane Ricker. Anne Elizabeth Riddle. Claudia Annette Riddle. Peyton Taylor Reinstein. Alicia Maya Robb. Parker Allison Roberts. Alexis Marie Robertson. Ian Manuel Rodriguez. Edray Joel Rosado. Olivia Marianne Rothgeb. Ella Margaret Rowland. Jaden Margaret Ann Rubenstein. Lindsay Catherine Ruff. Taryn Jordan Ruff. Brooke Marie Russo. Alyssa Taylor Ryan. Jillian Marie Ryan. Amin Sadawi. Darshana Saravanan. Hunter Chase Sedirgan. Jacob Vincent Sedlacek. Jalen Michael Seifert. Dylan Michael Simone. Destiny Ivelez Serrano. Cameron Elizabeth Schaffner. Sydney Ross Shaner. Anirudh Shankar. Amir Alexander Sharp. Gabrielle Brooke Sheely. Ayana Simone Sheffield Crowder. Christine Lakati Shembo. Zachary Peter Silman. Ayana Elise Silver. Alexandria Virginia Simmons. Olivia Rose Simon. Jalen L. Singletary. Grant Alexander Sizer. Addison Rebecca Smith. Austin James Smith. Good job. Benjamin Michael Smith. Jacob David Smith. Kayla Francis Smith. Lindsay K. Smith. Sarah Dana Snowy. Nicholas Richard Spear. Mallory Gabrielle Sprouse. Gayatri Shri Shrikanath. Alexia Grace Stacks. Hannah Jordan Stafford. Maya Kim Stang. Colson Jacob Stoker. Caleb Christopher Stone Carowell. Lauren Patricia Straker. Stephen Russell Stum Jr. Kennedy Lynn Sturgis. Gina Lynn Sullivan. Ryan James Sullivan. Brianna Nicole Serber. Darby Caroline Taylor. Adrian Jose Tello. Harsh Kartakumar Thacker. Jordan Maquel Thomas. Cassandra Joy Thomason. Aaliyah Christine Thompson. Megan May Thornock. Autumn Brooke Todd. Shirley Nicole Toledo. Benjamin Thomas Tornicello. Kiara Shante Turner. Malcolm Giovanni Turner. Jordan David Tyler. Timothy Harper Bushrod Underwood. Daniel Yuri Usery. Brooke Audrey Vanderberg. Hunter Lundy Vanover. Anthony Vasquez. Nicole Vasquez Ayesta. Alba Vasquez Rodriguez. Kayla Danielle Vasquez. Samantha Velasquez Avila. Harrison Edward Vincent. Cameron Nicole Walker. Sydney Reese Wall. Robert Arthur Walter Jr. Nicholas James Walton. Tamia Cherise Watley. Elizabeth Lake Weaver. Carrington May Webb. Ryan Allen Whitley. Amaya Kennedy Williams. Christopher Allen Williams. Erica Anne Marie Williams. Jada Nicole Joanne Williams. Morgan Sierra Williams. Destiny Amber Williamson. Brandon Nicholas Wilson. Hannah Elizabeth Wilson. Hunter Zachary Wilson. Kaylee Alexis Worrell. Angel Horatio Wong. Srisai Ashwin Uramseti. Madison Rose Young. Matthew Neil Yao. Joshua Kylath Zachariah. Zachary Jacob Zidalis. John Tyler Zellen. Chloe Lauren Zimmerman. Jessica Lorene Zirkel.
Will the class of 2019 please stand? As the principal of Cox Mill High School and by the power vested in me by the state of North Carolina and Cabarrus County Schools, I now pronounce the class of 2019 as graduates of Cox Mill High School.
Before we turn our tassels, we sincerely want to We sincerely want to thank some very special people who have inspired us. To our parents and our teachers, we say a heartfelt thank you. Now it's our turn. As this journey comes to an end, let us perform one final action together. The tassel represents the authority given to Cox Mill High School as a degree-granting institution of secondary education in North Carolina. The movement of the tassel symbolizes the exact moment you are granted your degree. Graduates of the class of 2019, as you look to tomorrow, see this act not as an end, but as a new beginning. May our future paths be as rewarding as those of our past. Congratulations, class of 2019. You may now place your tassel on the left side of your cap. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to today's ceremony and sharing this accomplishment with us this afternoon. We ask that you please not come onto the floor of the arena as the graduates recess. Instead, meet the graduates in the front of the arena following the recessional. Will the audience please stand in honor of the graduates? And now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the 2019 graduates of Cox Mill High School.